Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. Actually, today is day 37. And today I'm going to share a little bit from Inyala Van Sant's book of One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. And in this chapter, she is talking about honoring life with expansion. And the book is 40 Days and 40 Nights Towards Spiritual Strength and Personal Growth. So the purpose of this life and all of its experiences is not to make ourselves what we think we should be. It's to unfold as what we already are. We are already powerful, divine, wise, loving beings. We are that way because of the spirit of the divine within us. The spirit is always seeking expression. We are the vehicles of that expression. As our life experiences play out, our responsibility is to live up to the inherent qualities of the divine. In this way, we will grow in our spiritual nature, expand the vision of ourselves, and discover the meaning of life. In order to do this, we must bring ourselves into alignment with the divine will and divine purpose. In other words, we must do what it is the divine has sent us here to do. I didn't like the thought of that. What if God wanted me to do something I didn't want to do? What if God wanted me to do something I didn't want to do? There I was, wanting what I wanted again, holding on to what I thought was right again, refusing to grow or expand beyond my own limited view of myself into the divine view God held for me and of me. There I was asking how when the divine was waiting for me to say yes. I can imagine you have no idea what I'm talking about. I once heard Marianne Williamson, author of Return to Love, say, "No matter what you can ask for, it is only microscopic view of what God wants to give you." That was a smack in my face. Stage and screen actress Barbara O. once said to me, "Rather than asking for conditional, need it now, ask for a continuous flow into forever." I had never thought about it in that way. Ashamed as I may be to admit it, I have usually begged and pleaded with God to get me out of this or that situation. I had never asked to be kept out of all situations. That is what expansion is about. Expanding your view of who you are and what you deserve to such a degree that you never find yourself in limiting situations again. Now here's the key. Rather than telling God what you want, ask God to show you what is in store for you. And then ask for guidance in developing yourself, whatever qualities and characteristics will be necessary to make God's vision of you and for you your reality. This is the difference between visualizing and visioning. Telling God what you want and being willing to expand into what God already has for you. And you can replace God with universe or however you see God, because it is all one part. You know, we have God inside us. So what does the God inside us? What do we have planned for our lives? And, you know, I can relate to her because there were so many times in my life where I was asking to get out of situations or not being in situations or understanding that it was my choice to be in those situations, and some of them I just had not, realized the lesson that situation was trying to teach me. So it repeated, and it will repeat till we get it, basically. And it's not punishment, and it's not, so you can get down on yourself. It's so that you can come to a place and know the lesson and remember who you are. And to remember that you came here for purposes beyond what we on a linear level can see. There's so much more greatness, and it's inside of us. We are the God inside of us. And so a lot of it is just trusting ourselves and believing that these things can happen for us. And to, like she said, ask, what can I do to help myself on this path? Instead of, saying, God, do this for me, or God, get me out of this situation. Because it's as if we are saying that we are not capable for any of this because we're putting it outside of ourselves. We are capable for all of this, and to, as I said yesterday, this or something better, we are capable. We, each and every one of us, is divine, and we're divinely guided at every moment. And we need to trust that, and to trust that there is this beautiful plan and direction that our lives can go in when we stop trying to control it and we start allowing it, and we work on this expansion, on how to expand everything in our lives instead of being in these same situations where we have to beg. And I wrote a song about that because it was just like I found myself in these situations, and it's also like it's me begging the universe, but also myself, like to not only pick me up off the ground, but to the next time around, I'm going to stand. Instead of these continual, what I saw as failures of things that I hadn't realized were lessons to bring me to the remembrance of who I am, and to peel off those layers. And it's okay in those moments to be living through those emotions, to let them go and to integrate them, but to allow this expansion to happen, to allow yourself on not getting stuck in controlling or thinking that this outcome is going to be a certain way. And in not allowing these beautiful expansions to happen in our lives. And to just be thankful for when you do learn those lessons and you can let them go and you can integrate it into who you are, and you can see the divine in you, and you can see the divine in every character in that situation, every, the character in that play in your life. Everybody in that was divinely guided. And I think that's sometimes what we forget in these situations where we feel like we've been hurt and we've been wronged. The other players in that situation were just as divinely guided as you were divinely guided. And I think in those instances, when we remember that, we can change the way that we look at this situation. And we can move into expansion then, because we are not holding on to anything. We are not holding on to how we've been treated or how we think we've been treated. We're not holding on to how we've treated others. We're not holding on to these emotions and blocking our lives from these expansions that can happen, this divine expansion and expression of God, of the source, of the universe. Each one of you is a divine expression. At every moment, throughout all of your lives. I think Eileen Caddy has a quote that says, to see a clear pattern running throughout all of your lives, and that nothing is by chance. And I see that as divine guidance. The divine guidance to let go. And, as Inyala says, to honor your life with expansion. To honor the guide inside you. To honor your team. To honor everything. With allowing this divine guidance. And knowing that you're part of that divine guidance. Like when we need to take responsibility for everything in our lives. What we perceive as good, what we perceive as bad. And to realize that all of these things are us and our divine guidance to the expansion that we come here to remember who we are. These beautiful, beautiful masterpieces that are perfectly created by each and every one of us. And we're here to remember this remembrance of who we are. When you let go of control, there's freedom, and there can be freedom in every moment. When we trust in our guidance, in our divineness, in our worthiness, in our beauty, in our greatness, in our magnificence, in everything that we are. I am that. I am that which brings lightness to the world. I am that which brings darkness to the world. I am that yin. I am that yang. I am the divine feminine. I am the divine masculine. I am that. Which will allow expansion into this creation and this beauty that I came here to share, that you all came here to share. This beautiful expansion of who we are. And who are we not to expand and to rise and to stand tall and to know our magnificence. We are here for expansion. and to remember love at its purest and most beautiful, beautiful form. And that is everything. Everything on this planet is love in its most beautiful form. You are love in its most beautiful form. And that's what the expansion brings you to and allows you to remember and allows you to see this eternal adoration for you in every moment. There's not a time with anything that you've ever done that you haven't been adored and loved. And there is such beauty in that. And there is such expansion in that. Because you are a creator. You are the divine. You are the God that Inyala was talking to. She is the God that she was talking to. And we all are. We all are part of this great love, this great expansion of the universe. That it's sometimes it is hard, or it seems imaginable, or that we aren't loved, but we are. I just implore you all to believe that and take it in your heart. And allow all roads of your lives to bring you to this time of expansion. The difference between visualizing and visioning, telling God what you want, and being willing to expand into what God already has for you. That part of God in you knows what beauty awaits you, what beauty and remembrance awaits you when you can just let go into that expansion, into whatever that looks like for you in your life. Because not only are we all loved so much and we're connected, but we're all loved so much that we are given our own parts, our own uniqueness in this beautiful experience that we're sharing in. So I just want to read the beginning again. The purpose of this life and of all of its experiences is not to make ourselves what we think we should be. It is to unfold as what we already are. Divinely guided and eternally adored and loved. So I love you all. And I really hope that you take this message to your heart. And just know, as I share, I'm sharing my heart. I'm sharing the universe's heart for you. I'm sharing our heart, my part of our heart. And it's me, and it's the universe, and it's my guides and teachers and masters and loved ones and lords of the Akashic records, because I ask them all to come here every time I come on a video to share in this beautiful experience, so that I can be at my best for you. Because my compassion is for this entire universe. To expand your knowledge of what you think and who you remember that you are. That we're all, as my album says, one perfectly beautiful masterpiece. Here, sharing in this experience. And so I invite all my guides, and as I said, to come here, to share in this, to show you love, to speak through me, so to, and with me, because we are one. And so in sharing my heart is just this part of our heart, this part of the universe that is Thacia. Because my compassion is for this entire beautiful universe. This love. That I hope each and every one of you feels and knows the magnitude. Even though you cannot measure it and you cannot describe it, I hope that you can feel it coming through. And you can get that feeling in your heart and know that at every moment you are eternally adored and loved. So if this video resonated with you, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell for notifications, and in the description there's other ways to get a hold of me if you want. Otherwise, just come and listen to these messages every day. Because ultimately, I'm here to raise the vibration for expansion. And if that means just coming here every day and sharing a little bit, then that's what I will do. So I love you all, and I appreciate you.